A very good afternoon to our guest of honor, Professor Shailendra Saraf, Group Director Dr. Vandana, faculty delegates, and my dear fellow colleagues. I welcome you all to the valedictory session of the AICT sponsored 2-week online faculty development program on exploration of nascent pedagogical tools for updating teachers of pharmacy education. Before we start, I would like to mention that we have received your test submissions and our monitoring team has started evaluating them as well. So, dear delegates, we have with us today a great pioneer of pharma education, Professor Shailendra Saraf. So, I would request our group director, Professor Vanna, to welcome sir. So, I'm over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Shilpa. Welcome, Dr. Shailendra Saraf, sir, and participant faculty members from so many states. Our coordinators for this program, Dr. Chitra, Dr. Lalit, Dr. Shilpa, Preeti, Renuka, Kriti, in the entire IT support, and Dr. Kanchan Kohli, who is our recent entrance into the pharmacy department. Since I have not been able to speak to the faculty during the inaugural, we had another event going on that day. So, sir, with your permission, I'll just take 2 minutes to express my ideas. This is the third and final phase of the FDP, which was, sponsored by AICTE. And it was a pleasure, connecting with so many people from the industry and the academia and receiving participation from all over India thanks to the pandemic. Because otherwise, whereas faculty were not relieved from their earlier organizations to participate in these kind of programs, the response has been overwhelming, and we had to select out of 480 registered participants this time also. So we selected a couple of them for this FDP, and we have had participation from 18 states this time, from Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Delhi, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, lot of states, and in fact, so many colleges, same as last FDP that we had, DIPSAR and KITE, PSIT, Anand College, and everywhere, Integral University, Galgotias, and so many esteemed speakers. I mean, I was actually surprised to see this time also, and since the last time, so many speakers giving their time to come at this kind of a platform, for 2.5 hours. Sometimes we had 4-hour session also. So much time they gave, and I was surprised to see the kind of feedback that the faculty have been giving to these speakers. I'm sure they're all stalwarts in their kind of field. And today we heard from Mr. Rajiv Gulati, who was my boss at Rinbaxy, my super boss, and he was the president of Rinbaxy at that time. And it was such a pleasure to listen to him even now, when he's, though a part of the industry. So the industrial perspective is as important as the academic perspective, because we need to take care of both both the perspectives. Eventually the students have to go and work in the industry. So though some of the faculty, in fact, I think 80-85% of the faculty had never an industry experience. But when we listen to at least these kind of people, we get a lot of exposure, which is so much necessary. What is necessary these days is the connect and the exposure. The more we talk to people, the more we read, the more we watch and observe, the more we learn. And I have been blessed to have a very wonderful faculty at Lloyd. Most of our faculty, sir, has been with us in an average of 7 to 8 years. They've been here, and a couple of them more than 10 years also, because I believe our people, and that's what is my takeaway to the faculty here also, is that my faculty takes care of the job as owners. And this concept of ownership is my favorite, and my people know it. So leaders are owners, so we all are leaders because we are leaders for our students. So we are all leaders in our capacity. Leaders don't think long, they think long term, and they don't sacrifice long-term value for short-term results. So we as leaders have to act on behalf of our institute, our company, beyond our own team. We should never say that's not my job. So if you as faculty also show ownership, you're going to ignore boundaries between jobs, between departments, which is necessary to get your project done. So if you see a problem in your institute and you feel it's not my department, you should still try, go and fix it. You know, it's not about poking your nose into others' departments, but that's how it should be. Along the same lines, you will manage every dependency, and you will not make excuses if something goes wrong. You will not say that wasn't my job to take care of. We should always own our, mistakes, own the solutions also which come with it. And now there is a very new concept which I want everybody to understand, because I recently read this book, and this concept, which I really want people to ingrain in their mind if you want to go long term in your jobs, is beyond ownership. It is called extreme ownership, the principle of extreme ownership. So instead of blaming others for failures, even if it was my responsibility, so instead of blaming others, we take accountability. We take accountability and responsibility or ownership of making things better through learning. We take ownership of building the institute brick by brick. We take ownership of every single decision we make. We take ownership of our team's results, of our students' results. If my student failed in a particular subject, I own it because I taught my child, or I did not teach my child. You know, so we take ownership of our own lives and also of others, because we are teachers. So a lot of students' careers depend on us. And so in this book of The World of Extreme Ownership, which is by Jocko Willink, he shares his experience how it happens in the Navy, and how leaders took absolute ownership, and it became a habit in their team, you know. So even when something went wrong, everybody came forward and said, it's my responsibility. They controlled their egos, their pride, because they put their team and they put their mission first. So we have to sacrifice our egos to achieve something bigger for the team, to achieve the mission of the institute that we are working with. In fact, every faculty who doesn't know the mission of the institute that you're working with, at least have a printout and put it on your desk, so that you are aligned with the mission of the leaders and of the institute that you are working with. Because ultimately it is we and not me that makes things happen, you know. So someone who took extreme ownership in whatever outcomes might come, whatever outcomes we experience, we own the responsibility, we learn from experiences, and ultimately, you know what happens? We plan to do better things for ourselves, and then we are hireable everywhere. We become so employable that people want us to work for their organizations, because we are so well, we own our current institute, our current company, our current work so well. And that is what is, my idea, that we take ownership of our mistakes, our failures. It could be negative outcomes. It could be humiliation. But people who fully immerse themselves in their work actually go into this principle and follow this of extreme ownership. So once we as faculty, as leaders, stop making excuses, we are compelled to take action to solve our own problems. We become better leaders. Also, we have better followers, and followers here means students also. We are more dependable. We create better teams. The way I wouldn't say I have created a team, because my faculty came up with such good upbringing that they all took extreme ownership of the work, whatever work was assigned to them. And now, sir, you will be surprised to know that we work on auto mode sometimes. So I don't even have to tell my people that this has to be done. You know, we are on auto mode, and they know that this is what is expected out of us. And one level up, not only that what has happened before has to be followed blindly or as a Bible, but a one level up, so that, we have done one phase of NBA at a very, nascent stage. And then we are progressing to another. Then we are filing for ranks. For the first time, private institutes like ours, we are applying for grants. And surprisingly, we are receiving also. We are hiring people who are retiring from some good institutes like Dr. Kohli. So those are the lines. Every day we strive to, become a better version of what we were till yesterday. So that's my 2 pennies to all the faculty who are here, and I won't take much time. And I really want to listen to Dr. Saraf and looking forward. Thanks, sir. Thanks very, very much for sparing your time. Dr. Shilpa, over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You absolutely rightly said. We must take ownership of our things, and that will only increase the employability. So I'll just be sharing my screen. So before I invite Dr. Shailendra Saraf, I would like to briefly introduce Sir. So Professor Shailendra Saraf is presently the professor in Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur. He is the Vice President of Pharmacy Council of India and the former Vice Chancellor in Hemchand Yadav University. So Professor Shailendra Saraf completed his graduation, post-graduation and doctorate in pharmacy from Sagar in the year 1986, 1988 and 1993 respectively. He was the director at University Institute of Pharmacy and Dean Faculty of Technology at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur for more than a decade, and also the chairman in the Board of Studies in Pharmacy. Sir is actively involved in research activities, especially in herbal technology, medicinal plant research, and NHDDS. And he has several research projects which have been supported and successfully completed by UGC, AICTE, DST, etc. Sir has contributed more than 200 publications in national and international journals of repute and has authored four books, chapters, and filed 10 patents. Dr. Saraf has several awards and accolades to his credit, like the Fellow of International Institute of Organizational Psychological Medicine, USA, Australia, UK 2019, IAS-TAM Dr. K.R. Parekh Award, Indian Science Congress Platinum Jubilee Lecture Award, 105 in Indian Science Congress Imphal 2018, Society of Pharmacognosy Merit of Excellence Award India 2018, Pharma Ratan Award New Delhi 2018, and many, many more. So this was just a brief, I should say, a very, very small introduction of so many achievements that Sir has. So I welcome you, Sir. A very, very warm welcome from our side, from Lloyd Institute, and kindly accept this bouquet from our side. So now over to you, Sir.
I will share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. We can see it. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So, good afternoon, Honorable Group Director and leader of pharmacy profession, Dr. Vandana, Dr. Gupta, and all other leadership of Lloyd Institute, and most important, the participants, dear teacher, fellow friends. So it's really nice connecting with one of the best institution of country. No doubt, the Lloyd is enjoying the brand image, but very few people can realize the pain and efforts put into bring this particular institution up to that level. So my compliments for the leadership, and this profession exactly needs leadership. And the topmost requirement in the current time is to have the grooming of leadership. And that is the job that Vandana is carrying out. The empowered woman, passionate leader, and a visionary leader as well. She has rightly mentioned, if you are looking for participative management, so there is need to have a collective, a shared vision. So this institution is safe hands. And if we have proper vision, and if this vision of each and everyone, then only you can afford to have automation, auto mode, and that to safe also. She has mentioned a name of a book, and during her speech only, I have ordered on Amazon, and it's worth 629 rupees. Thank you very much for sharing your observations.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thanks so much for that. That was really fast. Thank you.
And Dr. Kohli is also here. So Dr. Kohli, you are now it's a best place, and I will also follow your footprints. Whenever I am superior, I am again come to Vandana Madam to join this one of the best institution and good ambience, academic ambience and a nicely developed campus. So this is my formal request I have registered today. Anyway, so I'm really lucky to connect with all my good friends. And this is, I consider 2020 as a digital design divide. And typical digital device, this is a pull apart. And we have seen how definition changed, how every contemporary practice changed. For the first time, we have heard positive was negative. If somebody said, I am positive, it was taken everybody very seriously. So this is the beauty of that time, but still there were leaders who have set very high standards for the society through their commitment, their work, their social work, and whatever way they can. I cannot tell you how disappointed I was for the students when this pandemic was announced. But today I cannot tell you how happy I am for overnight transition of students from classroom student to international learners. So this has happened, and this is the really one thing we will cherish lifetime. This pandemic was there, but everybody has got several opportunities, and those who have worked on those opportunities are really transformed themselves into good leader. So मैं अपनी स्टेटमेंट को शुरू करूंगा कि जब कोरोना को केवल किसी ने बीट किया है तो दैट वाज द नंबर ऑफ वेबिनार्स. It was on the lighter mode, and again this is the change in the mode of conferences, and even if you are communicating with your spouse, so you are need to have the PowerPoint assistance. What am I doing today also? But why SDPs? SDPs are required to just change the environment of your class. Is this is your class, or what is your expectation? Full room, at full lit, because 60 eyes, beautiful pair of eyes are looking at the teachers, and they are really want to learn something. And there is a problem with the teachers who are not catching the needs of these students. So there are a lot of things, and I believe there must be several technical lectures during this. So I am not touching all such things in my lectures, because cognitive learning, Kuhn of learning, Bloom's technology, and all that. So I am discussing something different. And I personally believe pedagogy is the art of teaching. And when I was thinking what to speak before the teachers, since technical lectures are over, this is validity functions, so I have to speak something different. We have to understand what is the traditional role and how we can change. And it's a befitting topic decided by the Lloyd Institute to think about the new technologies which have emerged recently. So what I personally believe, India is a country of festivals. Right from birth to last breath, we never considered as an accidental event. We consider it as a festival we celebrate, though we have different type of limitations for the celebration of different activities, but we celebrate. We know sanskar, Janm sanskar to Mrityu sanskar, we celebrate as a festival. But what has happened in last 5 decades, only 2 festivals we forget to celebrate. The first festival is Festival of Teaching, and second is Festival of Learning. And we have great cultural heritage and worldwide as far as teaching and learning is concerned. I'm just giving with one beautiful example how teachers used to love to teach the students. I'm just discussing about Plato and Aristotle. One fine morning in an auditorium, 2 gentlemen walked in and introduced themselves. Plato said, a few of you know me. Those who don't know, I am Plato, teacher of Aristotle, and I have established this institute 327 BC. Then comes Aristotle. He said, I am a disciple of Aristotle and teacher of Alexander. And today we are discussing our ideas. I consider this a class of heaven. What this said, we have our own viewpoints on topic, and we have two ideas, theory of forms and theory of knowledge. They again requested, please hold your questions till the end of this class. They start arguing, there was heated argument, logics, illogics, and sometimes they were fighting also. In the end, Aristotle come forward and again said, there is sufficient material for your, you can say, food for your thoughts. Still, if you have any question, you are most welcome. All the students were still bound, and they had a lot of material for lifetime to churn and discuss. This is one of the pedagogies why I am mentioning, because whatever new pedagogies we are evolving, they are already reported in different forms in the past. And other, if teachers, what I personally believe, there are only two things are required for the teachers. You should have sufficient goods to deliver, and the most important thing, a desire to deliver the goods. And friends, those who have the goods to deliver and desire to deliver, they are known by their students. In other example, dialogue between Ramkrishna Paramahansa and Vivekananda. You can understand the teachers coming up to the level of the understanding of the students. When Vivekananda asked, I cannot find time, free time, life has become hectic. And very simple answer given by the teacher, activity get you busy, but proactivity get free. Why life become complicated? Again replied, stop analyzing, it makes complicated, just live it. Why we are constantly unhappy? Worrying has become your habit, that's why you are unhappy. This beautiful conversation is available. I will recommend all the teachers to go through. Even this dialogue between Aristotle and Plato is also there. Just go through it. And then he asked, why good people always suffer? Very simply replied by Ramkrishna Paramahansa, diamond cannot polish without friction. Gold cannot be purified without fire. So is the human being. Without experience, they cannot become leaders. And when asked, experience is useful, he said, yes, experience is hard teacher. Test first, lesson later. So this is second pedagogy. First, teachers are demonstrating, they are discussing and giving an overall view of the subject in the form of Plato and Aristotle. Second example is Swami Paramahansa and Ramkrishna Paramahansa and Vivekananda. And there are different type of other pedagogies available in our cultural heritage. Debate. We have heard about Adi Shankar and Mundan Mishra. What they were doing, they were discussing Shastra. And at that time, there were certain norms for the Shastra. Only equals can have only peers can have the debates or Shastra. And for those debates, there is no need to produce any documentary proof. And see the beauty. When the Shastras were going on, the responsibility as a judge was given to the wife of Mundan Mishra. You just see the integrity of individuals, and she has accepted this responsibility. And again, what practice she adopted, unbiased evaluation. This is also one of the examples when she was asked how you have given the best judgment. She said, I was quite sure I must be biased in my duty, so I have evolved a mechanism. I put a garland in both the participants, and I have developed a mechanism based on my own wisdom and understanding. Those who are defeating, their body temperature increased, and automatically it must reflect on the quality of the flowers. And based on this unbiased method of evaluation, I have declared the result. So there are two important things: how you have to debate on based on the merits, and how you have to evaluate based on the credentials. This is the example given in this particular Shastras between Shankaracharya and Mundan Mishra. This is the documented fact. As far as wisdom is concerned, Vishnudatta Sastri has written a beautiful book, and this is one of the world record. It has been translated into, I think, 150 plus languages. And based on the competence, and we can say learning capacity of the individual, different type of very common small stories were developed, and based on those stories, teaching and learning was done. Then comes leadership. Samartha Guru Ramdas and Shivaji. He was providing leadership. When he was about to leave the ashram, he was informed that his guru is not good and he is having severe stomach pain. जब उससे पूछा गया इसका इलाज क्या है, तब उनको बताया गया कि केवल शेरनी के दूध से ठीक होंगे। और वो यंग शिवा अपनी तलवार लेके जंगल में पहुंच जाता है और शेर के लिए सीधे हाथ से पकड़कर उसे तलवार निकालता है, और फॉर हिज सरप्राइज उस पेड़ के पीछे से गुरुजी निकल आते हैं। ये रोल होता है, टीचर्स आर सपोज्ड टू हेल्प स्टूडेंट on the shop floor as well. If you talk about the best possible example about leadership or teaching, this is 360-degree mentoring by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. He was not preaching while sitting in a peaceful place, but he was in the we can say war front, and from there only he was teaching, preaching the student. This is the example. He is not having any fear. So there are several methods are available in our wisdom and our past experiences. Only thing, you have to adopt one of those methods according to your own convenience. Need not to follow the others, but try to develop our own mechanism. Language is not a bad. When I was a student, there was a instructor. He was not conventionally trained in mechanical engineering. He was just 8th class pass, but he used to teach very effectively and efficiently. And I can give you one example. At that time, pharmaceutical engineering was included in pharmacy, and he used to teach us different practicals. And one of the first practicals was filing. And when he's in the class, in the practical class, he used to teach, don't file and file and file, but file and file and file. I can tell you, he was not even very sure about his own Hindi also, but he was a good instructor of his time. Only thing you should have a desire, because we the teachers, हमारे शास्त्र में कहा गया है, आचार्य देवो भव, आचार्य आप ईश्वर के समान हैं। लेकिन ये एक सुंदरता और है कि बार बार हमें वो याद दिलाते रहते हैं, आचार्य देवो भव, आचार्य देवो भव. This is instruction. You are a teacher, you are equivalent to God, please behave like a God. और इन सब चीजों के लिए यदि हम बात करते हैं तो सबसे पहले हमें ये समझना होगा कि हमारी समसामयिक आवश्यकताएं क्या हैं। और इस समय की सबसे बड़ी जो आवश्यकता है वह एक आवश्यकता है कि हम विश्व में एक फार्मेसी विश्व की एक फार्मेसी बनकर उभरे हैं, लेकिन ये एक समय ऐसा है जब हमें अपने लाइफ टाइम में विश्व की फार्मेसी लेबोरेटरी बन के दिखाना है। हमारे लिए we have to learn to translate our own academic knowledge into financial gains. We have to focus on solution-oriented research. We have to focus on innovation instead of invention, because when invention put to use, they are considered as innovation. We have to better utilize our knowledge for the betterment of the society, and that is only possible when we love to come out of our own shell. We connect with others and we have sufficient guts to connect through the interprofessional communication. And that is possible. ऐसा हमारे सुश्रुत संहिता में भी लिखा है, एकम शास्त्र मतीयानु न च विद्या शास्त्र निश्चयम तस्मात् बहुशुसा शास्त्र विजानीय चिकित्सा. A physician who has learned one science only cannot be sure of his own science. जब तक वह दूसरी और विज्ञानों को नहीं जानता, वह एक अच्छा चिकित्सक नहीं हो सकता. हमें दूसरी साइंस को जानना है, हमें दूसरे विज्ञानों को समझना है, उनसे हमें कम्युनिकेट करना सीखना है और साथ में दूसरों के विज्ञान को सम्मान करना भी सीखना है. वह जमाना चला गया जब हम वी यूज्ड टू वर्क इन आइसोलेशन. ये समय वो है जब हम दूसरों से कनेक्ट कर सकें. एंड दिस टाइम हैज वेरी चेंज वेरी फास्ट. People were talking about interdisciplinary research. Time is gone. Even multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary research concept is gone. This is time to work on interdisciplinary work. Those who can produce the solutions can be on board a material of their qualification and their position. As Dr. Vandana has mentioned, the quality of leaders is not a position or a title, it's action and example. So you have to set the example, you have to work on actions. Then only you will be able to command the respect and you can be able to give the solutions. So you have to think about, this is the take home message for all of you. You have to learn to come out of the shell, you have to learn to connect with others, and you have to develop the competence of interprofessional communication. Recently, I have come across with one of the poem, and this is dedicated to all you teachers. I am really happy for your seamless transformation from a classroom teacher to international mentor. And I can understand there was a great reluctance among the teachers before the pandemic was announced as far as the ICT in pharmacy and the teaching and learning is concerned. But without complaining, without asking for any additional information, any support, they have transformed into a leader, leader, and they have become a good teacher. So friends, your journey was difficult, but you did not give up. From hand holding to screen sharing, from chalk to chart chat, from blackboard to whiteboard, and from real to virtual. Dear teacher, the journey was really difficult, but you did not give up. From offline to online, from keep quiet to speak up, from no mobile, turn on your mobile, from conventional to technical. My dear friends, the journey was really difficult, but you did not give up. From notebook to screenshot, from teacher's assessment to self-assessment, from classroom to Zoom, from school to home. My dear friends, I'm proud of you. The journey was difficult, but you did not give up. You have proved your worthiness and you really showed before the world that only teachers are the solution for everything. And this was the opportunity better utilized. Friends, I am concluding my remark, and it is not the best species that survive, not the most intelligent that survive. It is one that is most adaptable to change. And as a teachers across the country, I salute all of you for your transition, for your adaptation of different type of methodology, pedagogy for the betterment of the students. You deserve compliments. I salute to all of you. And you are attending such type of SDPs in great number. And I am sure in our lifetime only, I will be able to see we are commanding the respect of the world as far as the developer of new drug molecule is concerned. I want to see in my lifetime, India is becoming an important hub for clinical trials. I want to see India is leading the show as far as the medical device is concerned. And we have this capacity and we have ample support from the government and other organizations. And we have sufficient leadership and we have desire to cater the needs of this great profession. So I think I should say thanks to Dr. Vandana and his team for giving this opportunity. And I certainly would like to visit your campus in person whenever it is possible once this pandemic is over. And I'm sure this institution will keep on providing leadership to other institutions of that region and this country, because we have different exact example of the society to follow, because the footprints are there. It's easy to follow as far as the future prospects and future growth of institution and this profession is concerned. Till now, this profession was driven by the circumstances, but this is the responsibility of all of us to drive this profession to next high level. That too, it should be well thought of vision of all of us collective wisdom, and then only we can say participatively we will be able to bring this profession to that level. So thank you very much once again for giving this opportunity, and I can say stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, but at the same time stay active for the profession in order to make this beautiful profession more beautiful for generations to come. Thank you very much. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was such a pleasure listening to you. And in this short presentation, you summed a lot of things, especially connecting it so much with mythology. And I think, like you rightly said, these kind of lessons are more important than learning, our lessons from the pharmaceutical books, because we've been reading it, we know about it, there are innovations, there are developments, but this kind of holistic development and holistic teaching is what we miss out. I can see what you learned in the past 10 months also, like you said, spiritual growth and spiritual well-being. I think that is so much necessary for each one of us. And sir, I am also practicing yoga since the last 1 year, thanks to this. And we've also been chanting the Gita, here in the campus as well. So I can relate so much to what you said. It was really wonderful listening to you. Thanks for your blessings. Thanks for your wishes. And like you said, you will certainly, visit us after things get normalized. Sir, you must visit us, and this is a formal welcome, and you should be here because you have to see the kind of work we are doing. And we need your inputs, guidance also on how we can turn better. Dr. Kanchan Kohli is here, and I think ma'am wants to say something. Kohli ma'am.
Yeah. So first of all, good evening, sir. How are you? Hanji, pranam, sir. Sir, I had a very good listening from you and a very holistic talk. And rightly you had said, leader is action. So that's what Dr. Vandana is following. And I mean, she's group leader of all the institution, and that's very, I mean, the courageous point that she's taking it, and she has brought Lloyd Group of institution up to that level. And now really next time you will see in research also, maybe we'll be little bit hiding from the other institutions nearby, and definitely we like to visit. We will see that you should visit our institute shortly when the COVID and Corona things are over. And with that, I wish you all the best, sir. And Professor Vandana also for conducting this wonderful program, and team also. Our team has worked really very hard to organize this program, because 3 weeks program is not a easy job to handle it. Every day some or other way problems are there, but they have handled nicely, and I really congratulate to them that they have done in a beautiful way. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So right now we'll be having APTI meeting also at 4 o'clock, and madam will also be there. Madam Saraf will also be there. So she'll be also joining with us. So nice to see, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. And with your permission, I would like to share my screen now. Sir, thank you so much. Very, very nicely explained everything. And we as teachers will definitely try to implement them in our teaching. Thank you so much, and kindly accept this as a small token of gesture, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.